Hello. Have you ever been curb stomped? I hope not, because it doesn't feel great. Here's how it works. These are the spine bones. They protect the juicy, chewy spinal cord deep inside. The spinal cord is like a message highway system between your brain and body. If we cut here, your brain won't be able to tell your lungs to breathe. And if we cut the cord here, your brain won't be able to tell your arms and legs to move. So if we do a curb stomp, we might actually cut the spinal cord and kill the person. If you suspect a spinal cord injury, you must immobilize their head and neck using towels and tape, and then continue to hold onto their head with your hands. What if we find the person lying on their stomach and not on their back, and we suspect a spinal cord injury? But we don't want to flip them over, because that might cause some damage. So we'll take the towels just as we did before, and put them like this, both sides of the head, still take the tape, and then tape the back of the head. Now, if they're having trouble breathing, or if they're about to vomit, you can turn them onto their side or on their back. But you have to make sure that someone is helping you so that you do it in one clean motion, and the neck is staying neutral the whole way, and there's no risk of tearing the spinal cord.
This is not funny. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm not going to be showing the ending to this video, but yes, what you think is about to happen is exactly what happened. This is another one of those videos on TikTok that I got tagged in that I was not too happy to watch. It shows this person messing around with a fish, the fish is biting him because it's scared, and as a response, the guy removes the fish's mouth. The fish that was featured in this video is known as a needlefish. These are commonly consumed. So more than likely, this fish did not go to waste, but there are certain ways that are more ethical than others to neutralize a fish so that you can prepare to eat it. And I really wanted to give this person the benefit of the doubt, assuming that they didn't know better. But when I went to their page, I realized this is an account that I've talked about before, and apparently this is something they enjoyed doing, making sea life suffer before they eat it. And I know there's going to be people stating that this is just nature, but look, we've got frontal lobes for a reason, we know better, and we can reduce suffering if possible. There's literally nothing to gain by making a living creature's last moments on this earth worse than they otherwise need to be.
Oh, it's so small. This is not a tunnel. This is a straw for human.
Bye bye.
Oh, too much McDonald's. Oh, my bun me belly. Oh. Okay, here we go. Bye bye.
See you next year. We leave, please. We have no time. We leave. We don't need to waiting for him. Let's go. Wow. Slowly. No. Slowly. Be nature. Because if you are worried, you cannot go ahead. No.
Oh,
no.
God.
Sorry.
Too big.
Down.
So,
And your
both hands up.
two hands up.
Both hands
No.
up.
Sorry. Okay. And slowly go out, yeah? Slowly. Okay.
Oh, American portions.
You nearly died.
Yeah, I would have freaked out and started panicking and probably died in there.
They've created a camera so fast, it slows to a crawl the fastest moving thing in the universe. Light.
The camera has a resolution of 1 trillionth.
Through the apple and out the other side.
It would take about a year to watch this entire movie.
This would take a year to watch?
That's right.
Everyone wants an update on the should be okay. Well, the ring finger should be okay.
Yep, if you guessed frostbite, you are correct. This guy's pinky as well as the tip of his ring finger are pretty much dead. This is another TikTok that I got tagged in that shows this guy with some severe frostbite on the tips of his fingers, all the while stating that it's just a little bit of frostbite. Dude, this does not look like a little bit. If you're not aware of what frostbite is, this is what happens when your skin is exposed to freezing cold temperatures for a long period of time. It basically causes your skin and multiple layers of your body to die. There are some factors that also impact how quickly frostbite happens. If the temperature is lower and the wind chill is higher, it can happen in as little as 5 minutes. This is why it's so vital to wear gloves in the wintertime when it's freezing cold. Sometimes though, even if you are wearing gloves, it can happen like it did in this guy's case, who got it while he was climbing down from Mount Everest. Frostbite up there is very common. Again, minor frostbite like frost nip is going to eventually end up going away, but when you have deep frostbite, you can have a variety of complications. That can include losing your appendages or fingers that are frostbit.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Down, and you can see, can you lift it up a little bit? There's a third contact. Look down some more. We just removed 2.5 contacts. You can see this piece coming out. There's more. Goodness, this is How many? For the record, I don't know. There's actually a wall.
Oh, God.
There's a whole waddle there.
I believe it.
Okay. You're my Guinness Book of Record patient.
Oh, God.
We're delivering
To be remembered.
octuplets.
It's bizarre.
Dude.
You can say that again. I'm gonna have to count them. I think I've already counted more than 10 or 12.
Oh, come on.
She
No,
put
I'm
the whole
serious.
pack in?
I can't believe you.
It's annoying having an eyelash stuck in your eye. Could you imagine like 10 freaking contacts?
All right, so Pennywise isn't just this creepy clown. He's actually an alien spider god from before the dawn of time who has gigantic beef with a giant space turtle. Let's talk about it. So what we all know is that Pennywise is a shape-shifting clown that terrorizes the town of Derry. Every 27 years, he wakes up, he eats a bunch of scared kids, and then he goes back to sleep. We rinse and repeat. What you probably don't know is that Pennywise is actually a cosmic entity from outside of our universe, from this place called the Macroverse. Millions of years ago, it crash landed on Earth in the area that would eventually become Derry, and over time, it has infected all of that land. This is what makes people forget all of the horrible things that have happened over the years, or what makes people look away when they're seeing something horrible happen. Like, remember in it when Henry Byers is carving his name into Ben's stomach and the adults driving by just look away and don't do anything? Yeah, that was Pennywise. In fact, Pennywise's influence on that area is so strong, most people would never stand a chance against him. The only reason the Losers Club are able to face him and beat him twice is because of a giant space turtle named Maturin. He's the one that guides the kids to understanding that the only way to beat Pennywise is through belief and unified purpose. He's the one that gives them the mental strength and spiritual strength to defeat it. The movies don't touch on this a lot, but if you go back and watch them, there are actually a lot of turtles in the movie. So anyway, Pennywise, not a clown. He's an interdimensional spider being who likes to dress up as a clown and fight turtles.
Well, that's interesting. We got some Pennywise lore.
Yup, we are being surveilled 24/7 right now, and they have just released a life-ending bioweapon, and if you see this coming, it might already be too late to run. People in Arizona were terrified after an over 4,000 feet high dust storm had blacked out the entire city and the entire sun at once, with many saying they couldn't even see a foot ahead of them with the lights on, and they not only are trapping us inside, but they are coming for us. Haunting videos show a poison-like gas seeping into people's homes, getting people sick, with many saying their noses, eyes, and throats are burning, having huge headaches, and a fever, all breaking out immediately once the storm hit. And other eerie videos show it being daylight hours, but pitch black, not only decreasing visibility to 0, but putting every single person on the road or at home unable to see those lurking behind them. But it gets worse as a record-breaking rainstorm hit right after, pouring down 15% of Arizona's annual rain in just minutes. And many are warning they are making sure our population does not get any bigger. Many who live in Arizona say these storms happen, and these are likely all just rumors.
Amish basically have no obesity, no infertility, no cancer, no diabetes, no metabolic syndrome. They're having 10 plus kids and they're incredibly happy. They basically staved off every single health issue the rest of the world is dying of. Their obesity rate is only 4%, while it's 42% in the rest of America. They have the highest fertility in the world, and they're doubling every 20 years. We need to be learning from them more.
I'm pretty sure they also don't consume the same things we consume, you know, like sodas, sugary drinks, chips.
The craziest theory I heard about Charlie Kirk. What happened? This movie that came out in 1998 is very connected, like so similar to what happened to Charlie Kirk.
It like predicted what happened.
Predicted, yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of Snake Eyes.
No, I never heard of it.
The main actor, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He was the one that played it, right? And guess what the name of the main character was?
Charlie?
Bam. Charles Kirkland.
Oh, that's crazy.
And the whole movie was about him in a public event, and he got in the neck, just like how Charlie Kirk did.
What the?
It gets crazy, right? 10 seconds into the movie, it's a big sign of when the event takes place in the movie. Guess what it is?
When?
September 10. Guess what date Kirk died in real life?
When?
September 10, fam.
It's the same day?
The same day, bro. Now it gets even crazier, right?
Yeah.
In real life, they thought that Tyler Robinson Charlie Kirk. In the movie, there's also a guy that him named Tyler.
Wait, that's
the same exact Tyler.
No,
And in the movie, guess what his role was?
What?
To distract the police from thinking the actual shooter was.
So he was a fall guy, just like in the theory.
Yeah,
That's
it's called
crazy.
Snake Eyes, and under the thing, it's like believe anything but your eyes or something like that. And this year is the year of the what? The snake.
Oh,
yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that's a coincidence?
Breaking news, as tens of thousands of people cancel their Netflix subscriptions amidst a colossal boycott, with billionaire Elon Musk also pushing extremely hard, the company has now lost $15 billion in valuation in a single day as it continues to push LGBTQ propaganda on kids in their TV shows and movies. Look at this. Look at that.
Correct response. Like cotton candy clouds floating in a blue sky, Banafi will slide that runway. Banafi, tell us why you chose this delicious dress.
As a trans fairy, I love living out loud as my most authentic self. And I wanted to dress as bold and unique as I am, which, let's face it.
And that is why, my friends, everybody needs to support alternatives like Angel Guild, which has content with faith-based, community, and family values. No more of this woke crap. The change starts now. Also, be sure to join my Discord to talk about it.
Wait, who sold both the Mexican government and the Mexican cartels Pegasus, a covert surveillance software used to spy on basically anybody with a phone? The IDF!
They're saving lives.
We gotta move! Let it rip!
Bro, what is this show even about? I have yet to see them pull somebody over. All I've seen is them doing just outrageous tasks.
Everywhere, community everywhere. We want everyone watching to know you belong. If you need a family, you've got one here. We're marching, we're dancing, geared up for Pride this weekend, and I couldn't be happier to be going with you.
Oh, fuck no! Fuck no, bro! Fuck no!
What's up, everybody? Love is love, and nobody can take that away from us. We deserve to be seen, to be safe, and to celebrate exactly who we are. I'm proud to be gay, and I'm proud.
I would be so pissed, but I would be dying laughing at the same time. But this is actually pretty terrifying, bro. The fact that AI is advancing and getting to a point where, I mean, you can kind of tell it's AI, but it's gotten to a point where it's like getting so much smoother and clearer.
Take a look at the lavalier. Check this out.
Oh, way. If you want security, the Israelis know what they're doing.
This is the Israeli company that went and grabbed the device or whatever it is, allegedly.
Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in a freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic. Want to see it again? Bring it in closer. Remember when we told you that that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is. Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel. That went directly from underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First we had exploding pagers. Now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie...
And then, of course, you're always going to have people in the comments. This is the dumbest conspiracy so far. Like, bro, half of the people that were at his show that were around him were Mossad, bro. Half of them were Israeli agents. And there's videos out there of Israelis talking about how they can turn pagers and microphones into weapons. This really isn't crazy or reaching if you really think about it.
Everything gets even crazier when you learn how many American and European businessmen were funding Adolf Hitler's rise to power and profiting off of supplying the Nazi war machine throughout basically all of World War II. The Nazi army blitzkrieged over France in Ford trucks and using Ford tanks. They supplied their army with trains running on American-made rail lines. They drank American Coca-Cola to cool off after a hard day's warring. In fact, after World War II, Ford actually sued the U.S. government for bombing their Nazi tank factory during the war, and they won. General Motors did as well. That's a real story. Although it's hard to dig up, you can find it. Because, you see, us regular folk live such regular lives that this kind of stuff is so far beyond our imaginations, it sounds like fiction. It sounds like Hollywood. You know, Hollywood, that place that was founded by a bunch of Jewish dudes in direct partnership with the mob that only a crazy person would have ever thought was run by pedophiles, because it's obviously not. At least Until 2016, when that crazy pizza conspiracy flooded the internet with totally fake news about the Clintons and America's most powerful political elite, we all started to suspect that Hollywood had some weird secrets. But then, a totally not government agent went storming into a pizza shop with a rifle for a photo op and fired one bullet that missed everyone inside but managed to go through a door and then straight down through the top of the pizza shop's computer, frying its hard drive. When he was arrested, he declared that Alex Jones had lied to him, and the case was closed by Media Matters. You're all conspiracy theorists. Oh, by the way, he was later killed during a routine traffic stop, apparently. Kind of a weird coincidence. Pay no attention to the fact that Media Matters was owned by the boyfriend of the dude who owned the weird satanic pizza shop that the Podestas like to throw parties at. Pay no attention to the fact that GQ magazine, for some reason, named the owner of a DC pizza shop one of the most influential men in Washington. Not weird at all.
This is why I feel like some people don't even want to look into conspiracy theories, is because it's like, when they think of conspiracy theories or some of this crazy stuff, they think of like TV, Hollywood. They're like fiction. They're like, that could never happen. Like in reality, right? In real life, that would never happen. But little do they know, most of what they see in movies is actually happening.
Man, y'all better not be eating no food from these Chinese restaurants, bro. That's a whole cat in there, bro. I hope y'all see that. That is a whole cat. Vacuum in the vacuum seal bag, dog. I'm not eating no more Chinese food, bro.
Wait,
Look at this shit, dog. That's another whole cat. Man, y'all.
Look. New fear unlocked. Motherfucker dropping maggots in the fresh. Oh, bro.
Okay, but imagine how many times this has happened without them seeing it or without us seeing it.
She's trying so hard to get her stinger out. Circling around. She's trying to, it's barbed, so she's trying to wedge out her stinger.
Is that another flame?
No, it's just a bee, and if she stings me successfully, she'll die. Oh, she'll die now. So her abdomen comes out, and you can see it's pulsing the venom in. Can you see it?
Dude, that's so sad. Look how hard she's trying to fight to stay alive.
Did anybody in your platoon or company have a flamethrower?
We had a flamethrower, yes. Yeah, that didn't. That's an awful thing to be facing, I'll tell you. You don't want to face that thing.
You saw them use it in action?
Oh, yeah. It fried the Jap right there in the bunker. Oh, yeah, don't take long.
Did they try to run out of the bunker, the Japanese, or?
Yeah, one did. In fact, two of them, the one I shot. He come flying out of there. And the only reason why I shot him, the guy next to me was going to ban at him. I don't want to see that. I mean, enemy soldier and all that, but you know, he's still a soldier, and you got to remember you are a soldier, and you got to do what you're told to do. Plus, if you didn't do it, this guy would live to kill one Marine, you know.
Were the flamethrowers used more during this whole the cave area that you're talking about? Were they before that or after?
No, they were using a lot of it right there if they find a bunker. A foxhole, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they flame it. They put the flame in there. Oh yeah, I could hear him scream.
It's that square.
Nice shirt.
Hey, thanks, man. You got a cigarette?
I don't have a cigarette.
Okay, thanks.
Hold on, man. You became real normal the second I started talking fist bump.
Because you're normal. You got a buck?
I don't have anything, I promise you. But hey, nice shirt. Holy shit, they're paid actors. They're paid actors. They choose to tweak.
He chose. He just, hey man, you have a cigarette?
Holy fuck. They're normal.
The biggest psyop in the United States. Having the word donor on your license. So today I'm at the BMV to remove that. That's me. I just need to update my driver's license, please. I lost it. I just want to remove the donor part of it. The Harvard Committee redefined the definition of being brain dead at the same time as organ transplantations became the norm. There have been multiple cases of individuals who have been declared brain dead and then wake up 36 hours after they've been brain dead. I'm talking about Zach Cooper. He said he heard everything, like the nurses talking about putting him under to remove his organs. They don't even give you anesthetic. There is a major issue here. Either the definition of brain dead is flawed, or the testing of being considered brain dead is. They cut you open and give you paralyzing drugs. So you are awake, you're laying there, you can't move. So you always see the heart rate spike whenever they cut you open because you're scared and you feel everything. Why do doctors and nurses treat being considered brain dead like a light switch? Either you are or you aren't. Consciousness is not binary. If there's even a sliver of a chance that you are considered conscious, then you're not dead. So what we call organ donation when you're still alive, it should really be called a dissection to somebody who is trapped in their own body. It is not going to be a risk I or anyone should take lightly. I'm happy that is officially out of my license. And you should probably update yours today.
I could be wrong, but I feel like it doesn't even matter whether you have organ donor on your ID or not. If they really want your organs, who's going to stop them? I mean, who's going to stop them regardless of anything that they do nowadays? Nobody.
He recognizes how everyone sharing videos and information about the atrocities and all the slaughter of the Palestinians at the hands of the IDF is making people turn on Israel. So now genocidal freak is going up to Elon Musk. Oh, Mr. Musk, can we do something about, like, all these pesky voices sharing all of this? Super weird, by the way, how a foreign nation seems to have so much pull over things happening in our homeland. Like, come on. This should be an outrage to everybody.
Huge right hand over the top.
His chair spinning.
Uppercut, elbow. He is pouring it on.
Knee right to the face. Hawking's in trouble.
Stop.
That's
the
it.
The fight is over. We have a new heavyweight champion, and Stephen Hawking has been...
Did his leg fall off at the end?
This will kill you in an instant.
Ho, ho, ho. You might think that I'm exaggerating, but walking through this would have you literally pass out within 1 second, and then you'd be dead within 1 minute. This is a fascinating video that I scrolled across on Reddit. It shows this man lighting up a flare, tossing the flare into this small ditch, and instead of the smoke just sinking down to the bottom here, we can see that it hovers here about 3 feet above the surface of the ground. That's because this flare was tossed into something known as a Mizuku, which directly translates to evil wind. Mizukus are pockets of carbon dioxide gas typically found in places with high volcanic activity or tectonic activity. And what happens is the carbon dioxide gas gets released into the atmosphere, and that carbon dioxide, because it's heavier than normal air we breathe, just sits and rests in low places. The gas is also odorless and colorless, so you can't see it, and if you accidentally walk through one of these valleys filled with the gas, you're gonna die. Even worse, kids are most affected because they're lowest to the ground. Later in the video, the guy also walks through the Mizuku, which is honestly crazy. He is at a safe height here, but if he were to duck down and take a breath, again, he would die.
It really makes you wonder how many people have died figuring all this stuff out. A lot of trial and error.
You're on vacation in Illinois and a local salamander dealer comes up to you and he says, "Hey, can I interest you in buying 76 salamanders?" And you're like, "Actually, that sounds pretty good. I can get a lot done with 76 salamanders. Give me all 76. You fool. 75 is the legal limit. On the last day of your tobogganing trip to South Dakota, you're feeling tired, and so you decide to avoid the slopes that day and hit up the local cheese factory and take a tour. You get inside, you start feeling sleepy, and you decide, you know what, this is a good place to take a nap, and so you do. You fool. It's illegal to nap in cheese factories in South Dakota. It's nighttime and you've just arrived in New Hampshire for the National Spelunking Championship and you're totally stressed about the competition the next day. So you go down to the beach to collect yourself, clear your mind, and you notice a huge amount of seaweed on the beach and you think, maybe I should collect this. And so you do. You fool. You can't collect seaweed at night in New Hampshire.
Well, I think all the Palestinians should be killed.
You do?
Yep.
All of them? You want to kill them all?
All of them.
So you want to kill all the Palestinians, huh?
Yeah.
They should be destroyed. It's their land.
It's the Jewish land.
No, it's
Land
not.
belongs to the Jews.
No, it's not. God took it from you. No. The only reason you guys took anything is because you've been lying to the world for years. So, Sanhedrin 58b. This is from the Talmud. The Talmud.
You know,
if a goy hits a Jew, he must be killed.
The fuck
When a Jew murders a Gentile, there will be no death penalty. If you eat with a goy, it is the same thing as eating with a dog. If a Jew finds an object lost by a Gentile or goy, it does not have to be returned.
What are you reading?
I'm reading from the Talmud.
From the what?
The Talmud. You know your holy book?
But they're our greatest ally. And they always play stupid when you bring these facts up to them and start mentioning what it says in their own book. They just like to play dumb and act like, what? What are you talking about? Basically, they think shit has more of a purpose than we do.
Dead internet theory is a conspiracy theory. It's not proven. But the idea is that the vast majority of the internet now is just bots. It's bots on the social media. It's bots making blogs. So I found a study that Berkeley did. They looked at 1.2 billion posts. Their estimate is in 2019, about a third of the internet, 35%, was bot generated content. Now in 2025, it's about 60%.
Jesus Christ.
This is across everything. And obviously a big part of this is the advent of ChatGPT, right? Because now it's incredibly easy to have it post very compelling looking stuff. By definition, it's kind of hard to find good data, right? And so people have very different conclusions on it. London Cyber Lab did one. So their estimation is that human share is actually about 80%. So only 20% of the internet is actually bot generated content. Pretty different from what Berkeley said. One of the quotes is the platform filters remove roughly 96% of AI spam. And they say like Reddit is only like 15% AI spam. And then a Yale study, similar thing. They basically said 38% of posts on Facebook are by bots, but they only get 7% of the engagement. And so what that means is like, yes, there's an enormous amount of bots generating stuff, but you're not really seeing it. And so there's different ways to interpret this theory. And so I just kind of encourage people based on these numbers to remember as you're going around the internet and you see people arguing or whatnot, and it feels like everybody is at boiling point. I just encourage you to remember all of this is fake. I made up all of this with an AI this morning. None of these websites are real.
Oh my God.
And so it really makes you think that if you go on the internet and you read a post that says that your conspiracy theory isn't real, that's probably a bot who made that website to convince you it's not real.
It's truly insane.
None of these links work. You can't
You made
click
a fake Berkeley Data Lab page? This is psychotic, Doug. I was reading this and I was like, oh, this is kind of good. This means that even though there's a horrid amount of like bot posts, it means as humans, we're like seemingly relatively good at not engaging with fake content. And then you fucking rug-pulled me?
So the lamp theory is a college student walking to class and a jock pushes him super hard, falls to the floor and hits his head. So he gets up, he goes to class and he looks over and there's a really pretty girl. Long story short, they fall in love, they get married, they have kids. They're together for 10 years. He starts to notice a lamp in the corner of his room. He just becomes more and more obsessive over this lamp. And so he goes over to it, touches it because it looks fake. It looks like a pixelated lamp. He goes through this like portal and he wakes up on the concrete of the college.
Where he hit his head?
Where he hit his head. So the lamp theory is you don't really know if you're in real life or not.
So this pinch me, am I awake?
Yeah.
You know?
So he spent 10 years in his mind. Apparently, 5 years from now, do we just... Now I wake up like where I fell skateboarding when I was in like middle school.
Was he on shrooms?
No.
Comment below if you've heard of the lamp theory. Or
So when I get bored, sometimes I like to read people's trip reports, especially on salvia, because salvia is just wild to me. Like you hear about people becoming a bowl of cereal, a sentient bowl of cereal. And as milk is being poured in, they're afraid that they're going to be choked to death or something. There's people who are like, oh, I did salvia in my 20s and I became a sentient couch. I was a couch. Oh, I remember when I did salvia, it lasted 27 minutes and I lived 15 years as a ceiling fan. Like, what? But I was just talking to my buddies and he was telling me a story about a report that he read where someone lived this life. They were underwater, they had a family, they had kids, they had a job. Essentially experienced this entire lifetime, and then they came out of their trip and they were like, what the heck? None of that was real? This is where I'm tripping out, because it's just like, what if when I die, I just see my buddies and we're these alien-like, octopi looking creatures, and they're just like, bro, you were out for 30 minutes. And I'm like, no. I just spent 80 years as this ape-like creature who was sentient. There was this app called Instagram and TikTok, and I made content and people would enjoy it. And I had this wife and kids, and it was chaos. The world, like, people were killing each other and fighting, and they're just like, bro, none of that happened. You were just tripping balls. And I'm like, no, it was real. It was real, and I experienced it. And I think the saddest thing about this entire situation is that the world is just chaotic enough that honestly, we might be tripping balls. We might be.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
I became obsessed with the power of the mind, meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are, like how we really do paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief.
I've always visualized better. I always visualize good things. I always visualize victory, success, abundance. I visualized it all and it's all happening.
You can create your life. You can manifest your life into something amazing that you want to do on this beautiful Monday. And I know what I want to do, and I'm doing it, and we are as well.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up and or subscribing if you guys are new. If you guys would like another video tomorrow, let's get this video up to 250 likes again, and I got you guys again tomorrow. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.